Hello everyone, this is Roberta Senziana and welcome back to another Nutrition Fundamentals video. Today's topic is going to be carbohydrates. Why carbohydrates is another important component when it comes to nutrition, because all the food what we eat every day has some amount of carbohydrates. So what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates is a large compound found in food. So examples are like sugar, starch or cellulose. So carbohydrates, as everyone knows, is mainly used for energy, is the main source of energy in our body. Now, what are the types of carbohydrates we have there? We have three types. We have monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides are simple sugars. For example, we have fructose, glucose and galactose, where disaccharides are two simple sugars together, like lactose, mannose or sucrose. Then polysaccharides, they are compounds that have more than 10 simple sugars. Now, what is the main source of carbohydrates? We already know it's energy, and also maintain a healthy glucose level in our blood. Carbohydrates have some different quality levels. We have unrefined carbohydrates and refined carbohydrates. Most of what we eat, we tend to go for refined carbohydrates. What are the difference between these two is that unrefined carbohydrates, they have more fiber and also help us to have more satiety for a longer period of time. And because the process of digestion and absorption takes longer, it won't be a sudden strike up in the glucose blood level. Whereas refined carbohydrates, they have poor fiber and also less nutrition or nutrients than the unrefined carbohydrates. Also, because they don't have enough fiber and also less nutrients, their absorption and digestion takes very short time. So what happens? It's gonna be a sudden increase in the sugar level in our blood and then sudden decrease. So how are carbohydrates utilized in our body? We have carbohydrates from the food. It's going to be break down to glucose, which is transported into the bloodstream, and from there it's going to go, pancreas is going to release insulin to absorb the glucose into the cells for energy, and excess glucose is stored in the liver and muscles as glycogen. So this is the simple way of how carbohydrates are actually stored in our body. When we talk about carbohydrates, and usually we see on the products when you go to supermarket, they may say low glycemic index, or they may say something about it. But what is this glycemic index? Why we talk about it? So basically, glycemic index is the ranking of carbohydrate containing food on a scale from 0 to 100 based on how they raise the blood glucose after eating, while compared with standard food. So this is saying that when we take food, glycemic index means how much they raise the glucose blood level in the blood after eating those type of carbohydrates. And when we think about it, we want to have low glycemic index food. Why is that? First of all, it's going to have more fiber, and in this way it's going to give us more satiety. Then it's going to maintain energy. It's not going to be sudden rise in energy and then sudden decrease in energy. It's going to be constant. It's going to help to prevent diabetes. It's going to provide and sustain the energy during muscular exercise. Again, it's going to be a sustained level of energy, and in the end, it's going to help to maintain the weight. Now we talk about all this. What are some sources of good carbohydrates, like unrefined carbohydrates? Most of them are like brown rice, whole wheat bread, vegetables, fruits, everything that is more natural, because this kind of foods which are not that much refined have also more nutrients and also more fiber, whereas the refined food is white bread, sugar like candies or brownies, or all the juices, they are refined carbohydrates. This is all about carbohydrates. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions of that, please ask in the comments below. This is Roberta Sinziana, and see you next week.